Okay, so in this one we're going to talk about AI and why you don't need to be worried as a beginner copywriter. So I know a lot of you watching my videos are asking, well, should I invest a lot of time into becoming a copywriter if I'm just going to get replaced in the next few months or years? Like, it doesn't make sense. I want to give you 5 pointers today as to why you won't get replaced by AI and actually how you can leverage it as a copywriter to separate yourself from everybody else out there, right? So let's just talk openly first about AI, that it's like the elephant in the room. You know, it's massive. It's kind of taken over the world, and it's pretty crazy what it can do right now. And I almost still think we're only at the beginning of what this technology and tools is going to allow everybody to do. But it's also stopping a lot of people starting things because they are trying to future forecast what they can't even see or understand. And it's almost giving them an excuse to procrastinate further and not start what they want to start. So take, for example, copywriting. People won't start or feel they shouldn't start because if they put a bunch of time, energy, and effort into learning a skill, it's just going to be snapped from underneath them in the future, right? So I want to talk through a few points. And the first point is that AI lacks creativity and emotion, right? So although AI is very good for coming up with ideas, I use it literally every single day. I don't rely on it, but I use it every single day to help me as almost like a personal assistant. It helps me come up with ideas, but it can't. I don't think at the minute it can't really create original, innovative ideas. Okay, and it can't tap into real human emotions or experiences. That's something only humans have. So it can spark ideas, it can get our brains moving and get the brain cogs ticking. But at the same time, us as humans are the ones with the experience and the emotional connection, right? Which kind of brings me on to my next point, because to create really powerful copy for clients or yourself or your email list or whatever, you need to create this connection between your words and the reader, which again is emotion, I guess you could say. But that's again something I feel AI is still lacking. Like if you read an AI sales page or an email written by AI versus an email written by, say, me or another human or another copywriter, side by side, I can pretty much tell, well, most people should be able to tell whether something is written by a human or written by AI. Okay, now I know you can teach AI, and I have courses and trainings inside my beginner copywriting course on this, of how you can actually leverage AI as a copywriter. There's links below. But if you just go putting prompts into ChatGPT and hoping it spits out A-class copy that you can just then give to a client, like copy to a client, and you haven't done any work, you kind of get in the wrong end of the stick, and you are going to end up like you. If that's the way you think about AI, then you will be replaced by AI, right? AI it needs to be seen as a tool, not a replacement. So as copywriters, I'm now trying to teach people how to become an non-AI copywriter, but a copywriter who can leverage AI, right? Which is a little bit different. That is how you don't get replaced by AI. You almost like embrace the tools and the technology that we have in front of us and where things are going, and we use that to our advantage. And there are definitely different ways we can do that. My next point on my list here is that like brand voices need a human touch. So if you're doing writing for a client and they're in a specific niche or a specific market, it needs a unique voice, right? And I always find from the results that I've had from AI that it's very generic and almost emotionless or like humanless from AI. And like I said, you can teach AI. So you could teach it a brand's voice. You can understand how to leverage AI, but it won't understand straight off the bat how to have emotion, how to have its own voice that is like specific to a brand. You have to teach it that, which again is using AI as a tool, right? My next point on my little list I have on my screen is that persuasion is also a human skill. So again, it comes back to the same point that AI right now, I think, struggles with human psychology and persuasion, right? So you can teach AI about persuasion and psychology, but at the root of it, us as humans, right now, I still believe, have the upper hand, right? We've been through the experiences. We are the humans talking to other humans through our written words, right? And we can teach AI persuasion skills, but right off the bat, I think it's not very good. Like, it's not something that I would be happy to put all my eggs in one basket with. And it's kind of interesting to talk about because, like, as a good copywriter, you obviously need to understand persuasion to create powerful copy. Yep. And same with human psychology. We need to understand these two at like such a deep level, because essentially copywriting is just those two things. You may be thinking right now like that it's a lot to do with your writing style or like becoming a good with words, like a good wordsmith. But anybody can learn to become a copywriter as long as you understand human psychology and persuasion. And it's basically those two things translated into the written word. And that's what makes good copywriting. And that's what connects your words with the audience. Okay? So whether you're doing like content in the form of copywriting or you're doing direct response marketing where you're trying to get a direct action from someone, so somebody to read a sales page, buy a product, or land on a product page and buy a product after reading a certain chunk of text and looking at some photos, those that is copywriting. That's like more content and more like brand building. But this is something that AI doesn't have the capabilities of producing right now, which is why I'm always going on about the fact that we need to use AI as a tool and not think of it as a replacement. I don't think right now, at least for a long time anyway, it's gonna replace creative strategy. So if you have creative strategy as a copywriter and you understand how to use the tools that we have, like I use ChatGPT every single day. I'm not gonna lie about that, but don't rely on it. Don't use it as a crux to sit back and think, well, I'm gonna make loads of money from this copywriting thing and I'm just gonna do all my work with AI. I'm gonna outsource it to AI. Not gonna work. Like, you need to leverage AI as a tool and become a copywriter who has AI in his toolbox or in his skill set. And those are the copywriters in the future who will surpass everybody right now. And if you are currently believing that you will be replaced by AI, you're just going to procrastinate and not do anything. And then you will be replaced by AI. So this is like a bit of a reminder, like you guys aren't going to get replaced by AI anytime soon, but I do want to teach you and empower you with the skills and tools and tactics to leverage AI as a copywriter as you start building your freelance copywriting career. So if that was useful, there is a link below to my course which has AI trainings and stuff in, and I'm going to be adding new stuff in there in the very near future, which is going to be a lot more up to date with like how fast technology is moving. So you're always going to be on the cutting edge of that side of things. Any questions on AI or your thoughts, drop them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.